Welcome to The Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
11:03 on The Lock Shop. Thank you very much for being here. Lock Shop obviously is presented to you by our partners at Play Alberta, where you can download the app today. And when you do, you'll get used to it. Everything's in there. The casino, obviously lottery, and of course, all of the sports betting in the Play Alberta app. Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement, featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery instants, and of course, sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app today or sign up at playalberta.ca. And remember, you're not just playing for fun, you're supporting your province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with the promo code YEG50 and get an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started, which isn't that bad. This is The Lock Shop. It is where WS tiers and ES tiers merge together. And Huss will be joining us from Dallas. We should be connecting here in a little bit. We'll lay out what we've already got set up for you over at Play Alberta today. Who's over in the chat? Say, yeah, there you go. Mark says, Oilers in reg, baby. Yeah, that would have hit nicely last night. Wallman did finish plus. It was a bad parlay yesterday from Jay and I. Jay was in on The Lock Shop yesterday with me. He was on the over. He was very adamantly on the over in the Oilers game. And I thought the under in Carolina and Washington would hit again. And boy, were we way off. But a chance to bounce back today. We've got PGA Championship betting tomorrow. We'll set that up. And Jeff Ulrich will actually join us tomorrow. He does some great stuff on golf content. So we'll have him join us tomorrow with myself and Huss to set up the PGA Championship. Duck Dad over to Maverick says, have you checked the bonus section on Play Alberta? There are some other codes available. That's, there you go. You learn something new every single day. So Duck Dad out here helping people right now, which I love to see. That's what the Lock Shop does. Waiting for the grandest of parlays. That'll be rolling in from the D-Gen Den. What we already have up here. I mean, this is blasphemous to say it. We'll bring it out. We'll say it before Huss comes on. I kind of got a bad feeling tonight for the Jets. So we put this together earlier today. Dallas Stars money line, Rantanen to be a plus player, plus 320. That's plus 320. If you want to get it, it's on the page. And then I just threw it over to the boys. Jokic over 50.5 points, rebounds, assists tonight. That'll be Dusty's play of the day, which I'll be popping up on social media here right away as well. Jokic just struggled lately. Jokic is too good a player to struggle again, I think. Unless OKC has just straight up figured him out. But I like the over 50.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And that'll be popping up on the EST specials page as well. We'll see what we come up with here on the Lock Shop today. Look at the setup for this guy. Huss is just living the best life. Let's bring in this guy right now. Huss, where are you? Outdoors in Dallas. Is it crazy humid there right now? What's going on?
Let's see how my lip reading skills work.
Well, can he not hear? He can't hear?
He can't hear us. We can hear him.
Okay, so if he can't hear me, hang on. You guys work on it.
I saw a big shutout win last night with the Marshman.
Just a sec, Huss. Can you hear me? He can't hear me.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to pop out, pop back in, and we will see.
Oh, yeah, how about now, Huss? You got me now?
It's out here, fellas. Be back.
Okay, yeah, he's going to pop back out. We will get Huss. Man, that setup looks so good. Let's see, on a bloody couch outside. Man, does anybody live a better life than Huss? I think, you know what I think the issue might have been there, boys? I'm not sure if Huss, I think is his computer not properly connected to that headset. He sounded a little thin.
He checked all the output settings.
He did?
Yes.
That's weird.
That was his last message he sent.
Yeah, because it kind of sounded like he was coming through his camera mic.
Yeah, that is
as
true.
Opposed to his other mic.
When he logs in, I'll send him another message.
Yeah, see what's up there. I mean, he did WST from that same spot yesterday, right? So he should be good to go. We'll connect with him. If not, I'll grab somebody randomly here, or we'll go solo Lock Shop today for the likes. We could definitely do that as well. But 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. I think I heard Huss there say, what a win last night for the Marshman who was in attendance last night. And you know what? Proud father moment last night when I didn't even bring it up. But Marshall pointed out that I still needed a McDavid assist and a Draisaitl goal for the parlay. That's my son right there. He was fully invested in what Daddy was invested in, which is why he's going to be the CEO of Edmonton Sports Talk one day. I was chatting actually with my wife about some EST business yesterday. Not going to specifically say what, but it was some stuff that we were talking about. And Marshall standing there, he goes, Daddy, the future CEO of Edmonton Sports Talk would approve this decision. I was like, oh, wow. Thanks, man. That's outstanding. Go to broadcast school, then go to business school, then apply for a gig. Right, I think that's probably the best way to go about it. We will get into the National Hockey League last night. We'll talk about that rigged draft lottery in the association as well. But 780-218-9999. And did you see the news in the Canadian Football League today? Snoop Dogg is going to be performing at the BC Lions home opener, which last year was 50 Cent. I called that game. It was terrific. We didn't get 50 for a booth interview, which is fine because everybody bitches about booth interviews anyway. But I'll be pretty pissed. I'm not on that game this year. I'm opening the season in Montreal for the Friday night football game with La Police. But I'm going to be pretty pissed if they get a Snoop Dogg booth interview and I'm not there for that one. God.
What's the over-under for puns you think you can do in this one?
For which they...
so you won't be covering that
I'm
game.
not calling... the 50 Cent one, I worked in a bunch of songs.
Yes, you did.
I definitely could. Yeah, what I work in like 6 or 7 different references in that game. Yeah, this one, really, I mean, there's a few that I could get like on a touchdown. Oh, murder was the case that he gave him. There's a bunch of things that I probably could have done. Anyway, Snoop will be in the house at the BC Lions home opener this year, and it's actually Edmonton who's in town to play BC at BC Place that day. So if you want to, I know I've chatted to a few people who've actually already got their tickets for that game. All right, there we go. Huss is good to go. Huss, tell me about this. Tell me about this location, my man. Where are you right now?
I am in Dusty, the very swanky Dallas uptown location of Moxie's.
Yes.
Moxie's. So I guess Tom Gagliardi, that owns the Stars, also owns Moxie's. And this dates back to really the opening of at the time, MTS Center in Winnipeg, the new building. They put a Moxie's in the arena. And so, I mean, I was working there. So I got to know the guys really good. And then as they expanded down to the States, a couple of Winnipeg guys were sort of the first ones down here and moved down here and have sort of been in charge. I mean, they're now in Dallas, Houston, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, with like some absolutely gorgeous spots. So here, I'll give you here's the, take a look here. I'll give you a little.
Oh, we are. This is the tour of the Moxies in Dallas.
There we are. Maybe you can even see outside.
It's a nice spot, buddy. That's a nice spot. I've heard Tommy Gazzola has shared some of his tales from the road with me, and I heard that place gets insane at night. Like it's kind of like a party place. Moxie's down in Dallas.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, their lounges are pretty rocking. I know that Gagliardi has the. Hope I'm pronouncing his name right. He's got a big table here before and after every Stars game, and I know he's down here for the playoffs. So it was great. I think the Jets are staying like right next, in one of these really nice hotels. There's actually sort of funny. So yesterday I finished the show, and there's a Shake Shack right, kind of adjacent here, which is a favorite, and I felt like a milkshake. So I went over there, and they outside of it, they have this absolutely beautiful area with grass. It looks like a golf course. It's so well maintained. There's like a ping pong table out there. There's all sorts of stuff. So whatever, there was just some dudes playing like a lawn bowling game. So whatever, I go in and grab the milkshake, and I come outside, and then I realize it's Adam Lowry, Nino Niederreiter, Vlad Demestikov, Miller, Fleury, Appleton. I guess they were killing some time in the afternoon after the optional in the morning. So, Yeah, no, but yeah, the guy is that a very good friend of mine is the GM of this Dallas Mox.
Of course he is. I thought you were a man about town in Winnipeg, but you're a man about town in Dallas as well, which I like to see. It's funny you bring up players sort of just randomly, on their off day or off time doing something, because we like where our office is set up here, and when we get to the Winnipeg Edmonton Conference Final House, you can definitely see it. I guess, did you come by when I wasn't here? Did you pop in that day when I wasn't here?
No, I didn't get down to the STHQ. If
you come on down this time, you'll see we're on like the second floor of a bit of an older building, and downstairs is like a Russian spa. I've been down there. I've got a bit of a tour. You go in, there's this big spa. There's got a little room where you can sort of chill. Yeah,
is this a Shushkin joke?
No. Well, what's funny is that Glue Guy was talking to Victor, the guy downstairs who runs it, and they had it booked for a bunch of Vegas Golden Knights. If you can believe it, like the Golden Knights, who are staying downtown right by the rink, were going to come out to this spa, but only one guy showed up. So we were joking about around the office yesterday. We're like, well, the team's fractured. Like they were just a bunch of them were going to come, and only one guy showed up to the spa by himself. So a sign of things to come. And then sure enough, last night, the first period, the others absolutely stick it to him. And I think it was because part of the team bailed on each other from coming to the spa downstairs in our shoddy building on the West End.
I'm not even sure this is a rabbit hole we want to go down on the lock shop, but do we know what is involved in this Russian spa? Is this Craft Orchids of Asia style spa right now, or is it a reputable establishment?
I mean, I got the I'm not going to say maybe nothing sketchy happens down there, but I've got the tour of it. It looks pretty legit. How about this? Yesterday, had a meeting at one place, and I was chatting with the person I was meeting with after, and they go to me, they go, yeah, and there's a swingers club next door. I said, what are you talking about? And she goes, yeah, no, that place next door there, that's a swingers club. And I said, what is a swingers club? And she goes, I don't know. I said, so is this a place where married couples just meet to hook up? Or is it like a pub type of thing where married couples would go and flirt with other married couples? She didn't seem to know the details, but the outside of the building had like drapes, like black drapes on it. And then the upstairs had black drapes, and there was no signage or anything. It's like a speakeasy swingers club here on the West End, which I did not know existed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have to jump in on this swingers topic.
Yeah.
So there is a bar in the city that I frequent quite often. I won't name it. And this dates back to, I guess, pre-pandemic. But it's a bigger place. They've got room for all sorts of events if you have it. And so I'm hanging around there at a time. It's it's like a Tuesday or something like that. It's like a win. There's not a lot going on. There's no hockey game or anything, and but it's like later. It's not really around the holidays, and all of a sudden there's all these people coming in, and they're dressed kind of, some of them pretty nicely, some of them like it wasn't like it was a formal event, but I see, I'm like, oh, this is obviously some sort of a corporate booking. Obviously some sort of a work event or something like that. And there's some people coming in, and there's obviously, and then I'm like, oh, there's like some introductions happening, and you can quite tell that these people are meeting each other. So whatever I'm doing, looking around, and more people come in, and about 20 minutes after these people came in together and are meeting these people, some of them are split up, and now one lady's sitting on this guy's lap very, very, very amorously. I said to the bartender, I'm like, what company is this? And are they bringing a bunch of people in from like other locations, like for some sort of a convention, whatever? And you could tell she's about to explode laughing. And again, so I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, this is not passing the smell test. This isn't like orientation for our new employees or something like that. And then it comes out that this is the monthly meeting of the Manitoba Swingers Club. And the best part about it was this is all happening. So I'm at the bar. This is all happening in sort of a more open area. And behind me, they have some booths. And there's a couple people. And again, goes along at the start. I'm thinking that this is like a some sort of an office or corporate thing, a company event. And there's some people sitting down, and then you'll have people come in and they're meeting, and it's like an interview. And I'm like going, okay, so now this is maybe there's potentially new people with the company or whatever. Well, no. Apparently, if you have not been in the Manitoba Swingers Club before, they need to vet you before. So the event's happening on one side, and then the other side, there are application interviews going on, at which point they get the green light and then come over, meet people, and then half an hour later, they're all over each other or whatever. But did not think we'd be talking about this today, but yeah. I've not participated in, but I have seen the swingers in the wild.
So did you not get approved for the membership or what?
Well, listen, don't think that we didn't start having some fun with. So, Michelle, you got an application for us? Where are But I guess it's like Fight Club. Like you don't talk about Fight Club. Like
no, definitely not. Yeah,
it is on the down low. But yes, we infiltrated the Manitoba Swingers Club, and it was wild. I mean, and you want to talk about just a paradigm shift where you think you're looking at one thing, and then it dawns upon me, and then everything you're looking at is completely different. That was my foray into accidentally being part of a large-scale swingers event in the city of Winnipeg.
Well, it's funny because I've got, not that story, a little bit different, but when I was, I don't know, I must have been 19 or 20, farm kid from BC, pretty much sheltered my entire life. My girlfriend from Cranbrook had gone to school down at BCIT. So I went down to visit her, and her uncle came and picked us up and was going to take us for lunch. So we go out for lunch, and we're sitting at this pub. I can't remember what street it was on, but we're sitting on this pub, and there's a bunch of guys in there. There's a bunch of guys at tables. It's like the middle of the afternoon. There's this DJ in like a tight tank top who's just like killer tunes, and I'm just like, oh man, look at this place. This is kind of a neat place. So it took me about 20 minutes, and I finally, the food's arriving, and I'm looking around, and I said to my girlfriend at the time, I said, there's not a lot of girls in here. Like, you're the only one. Like, she goes, Dust, you're in a gay pub. Like, we wanted to see how long it took you to sort of zone in on this. I was like, wow, I just had never been in one before. I was like, wow, this is something else. It was, it was a good place. It was a good time. But yeah, she took me there just to kind of see how I would handle it. I was just like, there's a lot of guys here. What's going on right now? Straight from the farm, into Vancouver. Totally caught me off guard.
I just checked out the chat during this little detour. And there's a lot of people that are enjoying this as well. I did see someone say, it's funny. Somebody just brought up the Dallas Hooters. Yeah. I didn't seek it out or search it out, but I did have a friend of mine, get this, just for a small world. I'm outside the arena before the game on Sunday. There's a bunch of other Jet fans. And I hear this, Hustler? And it's one of my old roommates from university who's been down in Texas for 20 plus years.
Come on.
Lives in Austin and had come in for the game. I had no idea he was coming. We did not text anything. But you know how it is with guys? Like, you can just see someone, and 5 minutes later, it's as if you were just hanging out with them the next day. But he had told me that he actually he went to the Dallas Hooters before the game, and it's closed.
No,
like, we heard that they were declaring bankruptcy and all that. Like, the Winnipeg one is still going. I can tell you that unequivocally. But we may be one of the lucky ones in North America, because apparently, this is what I'm thinking. If a Hooters can't operate in Dallas, Texas, maybe the franchise really is doomed. I don't want to think about that, but we're seeing the real world effects of that announcement here in Texas. So quite a intro to the show today.
Yeah, there we go. We're 23 minutes in. We are cruising. This is why people love the Lock Shop. It's the hidden gem at EST.
How was the game last night? I saw you and Marsh. You guys had some nice seats, and you and the kid went in, and what a game! I love the way you stood up for Stuart Skinner, and then Stuart Skinner stood up for the Edmonton
thank God.
Out last night. Yeah, I mean, you went on a bit of a limb.
I did. I a few different moments from last night, and it's crazy because I'm not even like a super duper pro Skinner guy. Like when he sucks, I'll say he sucks, but I just think the amount of criticism that he gets on a regular basis is a bit unfair. Like he is blamed for everything. As soon as they lose game 3, people are like, it's over in 6. They'll never win a game with him. He never makes high danger saves. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. And some of those things are true, in limited fashion. But it's just every time they lose, people don't care if Draisaitl had his worst game ever. People don't care if Darnell Nurse was absolutely atrocious. People don't care if Bouchard literally puts 2 pucks right in front of the net. Like it's just always on Skinner. So I was going at it with some people yesterday on social media. And I mean, not many of them come back around to me today. It's weird. A lot of them are quiet today. But Skinner was very good last night. But the team in front of him was brilliant. Like they were outstanding last night. And we had one of our clients reached out yesterday and was like, hey, I've got some tickets if you want to go to the game. And I was like, what? This would be amazing. So I surprised Marshall after school. We take him and one of his good hockey buddies and the dad that I coached with. So we go, it was his boys' first playoff game as well. We had great seats, lower bowl, 19 rows up. We got there early enough that Marshall and Grayson, his buddy, could go down like right on the glass for a warm up. Marshall never had a chance to do that before, so he was in heaven. And then they come out, and Huss, I don't know if you watched the entire first period last night.
No, I was at the baseball game. I saw
you were at the ball game. Yeah, it was the best period. The rest, after the first period, things slowed down, and the Oilers sort of dictated the pace and did what they needed to do to win that hockey game. But the first period last night. And I was with you at the Four Nations. Like the first period last night that I watched was the best period of hockey I've watched in a long, 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 long time. It was just from the very beginning, everybody's hitting everybody. The Oilers are in Aiden Hill's grill. He's going after Evander Kane. He's tripping Matthias Janmark. He's slashing Zach Hyman. The Oilers get a couple of goals from Henrique, one of them between his legs. Skinner makes a couple of big saves. There was a fight. It was an incredible period of hockey, which I think that period basically was the series. The Oilers came out. This is a series that, the Golden Knights really had to have that game 4 to not go home down 3-1. And in the first period of that game, it was over. Like the Oilers came out. They didn't slowly work their way into it. They just came out and took over that game in the third. And I think somebody pointed out, and correct me if this is wrong, but I thought I saw somebody either text into the show this morning or tweet that the Oilers are 9-0 in their last 4 game 9s. Is that a true stat? Somebody confirm that for me and send it in. So they're good in game 4s. They're 9-0 in their last game 4s. And Stuart Skinner, if you can believe it, has the best goals against average in NHL history in game 4s. Nobody in the history of the league has a better goals against average. He's Mr. Game 4, Huss. He's Mr. Game 4.
It's the hope that he can be Mr. Game 5. What's the deal with Pickard?
He's going to miss the rest of this series. He had an MRI, so he got hurt, finished that game, and then had an MRI, which I guess wasn't as bad as they were expecting. So it's somewhat good news, but he's going to miss the rest of this series. So, but it doesn't matter if they play the way they played last night. They could put Olivier Rodrigue in net, and they would have won that hockey game. Like they were tremendous last night. They've done this a couple of times along the way. There was that one game against the Kings when Kemper looked like he was going to steal one. Like he played amazing, and it didn't matter. Like the Oilers are just like, no, it's not happening. And those 2 games, that one in that series and this one in this series, you watch those games, you go, oh, man, this team maybe could win a Stanley Cup. So it was a phenomenal period. Hill came absolutely unglued. I saw somebody last night on Twitter referred to him as Aiden Hillington and a nice tribute to Binnington. It was but it was like that. It was like a Jordan Binnington snap show in the first period for Aiden Hill last night. And then he let in an awful goal. The third goal, Evander Kane came in and just went 5-hole. Should never have gone in. And the Golden Knights really couldn't get anything else going, man. So the Oilers are in a good spot. And Marshall last night, I was like, I wonder how, this big crowd, intimidating crowd, super loud. I was like, is he going to be as passionate about it as he is at home? And about 5-6 minutes in the game, there was a play down to the far end of the ice that he thought should have been a penalty. It probably should have been a penalty. And most of the time when the crowd stands up, he'd stand up. He jumped up on his own on that one and had his arm in the air. And he's like, come on. I was just like, yes, go son, go. And then in the second period, he goes over to me, leans over to me, goes, hey daddy, I think you still need that Draisaitl goal in the second McDavid assist for the parlay. I was like, yes, I do, Marshall. Yes, I do. Yes. So yeah, I don't know if it's possible to love him even more, but man, he was awesome there last night. And just, it was a great vibe. Great vibe in the building. And the Golden Knights are in trouble. I mean, I don't see this Oilers team losing 3 in a row here, Huss. I just don't see it.
The Knights, they just didn't look like they were up to the task last night at all, at least from what I saw in the third period. I mean, this wasn't a matter of a team. I mean, I guess they got a few more shots in the third period, but that looked like a pretty comfortable Oilers team. And that's a big statement. Listen, it's probably a good thing we were having this conversation today as opposed to yesterday, because yikes. I mean, the way that they lost game 3, I was wondering whether that might have been the reverse moment of what happened in game 3 of the Oiler Kings series. Where, an own goal with 0.4 seconds left. Pretty devastating way to lose. But that's a hell of a statement by the Edmonton Oilers last night, stepping up and, playing one of their best games, of the season in it with an opportunity now to go to Vegas and finish it up before even having to take the ice at home. And, when you consider where things are at with Winnipeg and Dallas, and obviously we're going to see here tonight, whether the Jets can get this to 2-2 or whether Dallas is going to be in the same situation that the Canes and the Oilers are now. I mean, finishing a series off early could really be advantageous, especially if this one ends up going to 6 or 7 games with Winnipeg and Dallas. I mean, Vegas, they'll have some pushback at home, I would imagine. I mean, they'll be ready to step up tomorrow, but you put a performance together like that where everything seems to be going. You're getting contributions up and down the lineup. Like, the Oilers are a scary team if they're getting players that are on the third and fourth line stepping up the way that they are right now. And goaltending's been the biggest topic of all. And if Mr. Game 4 can do that in Game 5 or Game 6, we might not even see a Game 6, to be honest.
Yeah, they'll have a chance to wrap it in Vegas coming up tomorrow. So we'll set that one up obviously a little bit more tomorrow here on the Lock Shop. But how are the Jets doing after Game 3, Huss? What's the vibe like around that team right now? You're down there. What was that like?
Well, I think they are very much just focused on the task at hand tonight, and that's finding a way to win a hockey game. Come out, play Winnipeg Jets hockey, do what they've done quite successfully on a number of occasions against the Dallas Stars this year. What is interesting, I mean, if you looked at, Game 1 was a really tight game. It could have gone either way. They didn't win. Game 2 was the blueprint. Completely stifled Dallas in just about every aspect. Won with a 4-0 shutout. Now, they were very much in that game. I mean, I don't know whether you guys talked about the incredibly controversial third goal in that game that by the letter of the law should not have counted. I mean, I heard Marty Baron yesterday losing it on TSN. We had the Scouting the Ref guys on last night. It was a very, very strange call. Now, listen, you can be pissed off that a goal went in that shouldn't have counted. But at a certain point, you have to just deal with it. And they did not deal with it very well. Mikko Rantanen saw the C's part. He went in and scored shortly thereafterwards on a brilliant individual play. And then it was 4-2, and then it sort of got away on them. But listen, if they can get a win tonight, it's 2-2. they've got home ice advantage. I don't think anyone thought this was going to be a short series. So, but they certainly have their work cut out for them because, as I said, you don't want to be in the situation that Vegas is in or the Capitals are in, knowing that you got to win 3 straight because, listen, the competition is good enough right now that is a very, very tall task.
All right, Heiskanen, how does this change things for the Dallas Stars, you think, Huss, moving forward? They've done well. They've played well without this guy. But what do? They're going to roll. They're going to play 7 D-men, or are they going to go to 12-6? What's going to happen here?
DeBoer said this morning that is an option for them. I mean, I can't believe, to be honest, that Heiskanen is back now. And that is some seriously miraculous recovery. But, these athletes are in such incredible shape, and some of them can do special things, and it sounds like he's going to do that. I mean, he hasn't played in 3 months, so we'll see how game ready he is. But if he's good to go and he can just assume his spot on the top pairing and their top power play, the trickle-down effect for the Dallas Stars is really good. Like Bichsel has been pretty solid in this series so far, but he's big. He's not particularly fast. We have seen guys like Brandon Tanev and Morgan Barron, who often pair up against them, go around him and, kind of expose him for, what he's not very good at. If all of a sudden you're taking that out and putting Heiskanen in, who's capable when he's healthy of playing 25 to 30 minutes on any given night, that could be problematic. But again, it's really not about one player. It's about whether the Jets can go and, handle the guys that have really been doing the damage. And so far in 2 out of the 3 games, it's Mikko Rantanen. Now, the one thing about Rantanen that it is going to be interesting to see how Scott Arniel handles this. He was absolutely blanketed by Adam Lowry and Lowry's line, and especially Neil Pionk on the blue line in Friday's game. Unfortunately for the Jets, without having the last change, DeBoer was making a point of getting him out when the Lowry line wasn't on. And, once again, he burned the Jets like he's done a lot of teams so far this year. So I am interested to see if they tweak anything as far as that goes. But I really thought, coming out of game 3, that the top 2 lines need to they've got another gear, another level. I mean, Ehlers was awesome, as was Perfetti in that group on game number 2. They had a real quiet game in game number 3, and unfortunately we're on for a couple against. And let's face it, this team is going to go as Mark Scheifele and Kyle Connor take him. Listen, Kyle Connor did have that nice wraparound goal.
Yeah.
But I didn't think as the game went on that, they were as dangerous as they've been before. Defensively, pretty good. And again, that's a 2-2 game in the third period when you've got a controversial goal that goes in and really changes things. So it's not like, we were talking yesterday on WST. This was not the implosions of the games in St. Louis in games 3 or game 4.
It was a different beast. This was a different beast against Dallas.
Yeah, Hellebuck was better too. I mean, but I think Hellebuck was 2 steps forward in game 2, kind of 1 step back. So, hey, listen, he's going to have to be great. He's going to have to be better than Otter tonight. And, listen, Dallas is going to get a big boost for sure with Heiskanen in there. But I'm certainly hopeful that the Jets can go in with that same resiliency that made them the number 1 team in the league all year long and put their best foot forward and find a way to win a hockey game and get this thing back to the peg at even Steven.
But give me a prop for tonight, Huss. Which Jet are you expecting to step up? What do you think?
Well, it's funny. I've been thinking about that today. And the one guy that always seems to be in and around making things happen in these games is the captain, Adam Lowry. And, I mean, a goal might be tough. I mean, I wouldn't mind a Lowry point prop. But honestly, I think I'm going to look at Scheifele. I know Kyle Connor's normally the trigger man. When the Jets have won, Scheifele has been front and center. He scored a beautiful goal in the first game, I guess, when he came back after missing game 7. He's now got 3 games back. I think he'll be feeling better. So I'm going to lean on Scheifele to score, but don't mind an Adam Lowry point for tonight's game as well. And I'll tell you what, if you want to really think about, the path to victory for the Winnipeg Jets, and I know there's a lot of Winnipeg people that are watching this right now, To me, it's a big Hellebuck game, and maybe that's a Dallas team total of under 2.5, maybe even 1.5 if you want to get really ready. I mean, he's lost 8 in a row at home. It's got to happen now. I expect him to be at his best tonight, and that will be a nice development for the Winnipeg Jets because they're not beating the Dallas Stars in a best-of-7 series if they're not getting grade A Connor Hellebuck. And he's been way better in this series than he was in St. Louis, but again, the bar was pretty low. They managed to escape that. Now it's time to get out tonight and make it happen. They've done it before. They've bounced back from tough losses all year long. The record speaks for themselves. But it will be an energetic barn tonight, especially with Heiskanen back. He is such a popular player. I know that the Dallas fans are going to be very, very excited to have him back. And big thing for the Jets is, can they get that first goal? Can they get ahead? Because they were, playing from behind right out of the gate. It's funny, Game 3 started the exact same way for the home team as Game 2. If you remember Game 2, Tyler Seguin took a really careless high sticking penalty right off the bat. It was a double minor. The Jets ended up scoring on the power play, and that really set them forward for the rest of the game. It was the Jets taking 2 early penalties yesterday, Dallas getting on it, and while the penalties were put kind of evened up as the game went on, they weren't able to do it. And one other thing that has to happen for the Winnipeg Jets is they got to figure it. Their power play was number 1 in the league all year long.
Yeah.
Near the bottom right now in the playoffs. They finally got everybody back. Now it's time to make it happen.
So why is it not clicking, Huss? What's going on?
Well, I mean, listen, Ottinger's made some good saves. I mean, it's not like they haven't had control or anything like that. But, I'll give some credit to Dallas's PK. But I think really just, the fact that at no point since Game 71 did they have their number 1 power play together. We've had it now in this series. It's time to make things happen and, put one past Jake Ottinger. So power play definitely will be, if the Jets can get on the right side of that ledger of the special teams. They've been playing well at 5-on-5. So, I mean, I think that's going to absolutely be crucial when we look at this one. When we look at this one tonight and see how it all ends.
Huss, now yesterday you said you weren't watching that Oilers game because you were at the ballpark. I saw your food review. How was the experience at the ballpark last night?
Dude, that Globe Life Field is phenomenal. And it seemed like they had just gotten a new ballpark. I mean, like 20 years ago or whatever, the ballpark at Arlington. But they built it basically right next to it. I mean, the entire facility is insane. There is the new baseball park where we were. Right next to it is the Cowboys Stadium. In between it is this Texas Live. And then right beside it is the stadium that the Rangers just moved out of. That is still not really antiquated or dated or anything like that. So, I mean, basically, you're looking at one of the great sports complexes probably in the world when you think about the quality and the amount of money that was put into both these stadiums. But I will say the one thing that is not lacking anywhere in this state, but particularly the city of Dallas, is money. But it was a real fun experience. I mean, it was the Rangers and the Rockies. It was a bobblehead night last night. We got there a bit late, so we didn't grab one. I can't remember which the player was. But fully retractable roof. So they had the roof open last night because it was a beautiful night. And at one point, whoever started for the Rockies, his name escapes me, had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning. And ended up walking a guy and then giving up a bomb. And the Rangers were up 2-1 and had only 1 hit in the game. So for a Rockies team that just gave up 21 in a game on Friday or Saturday night, probably a good development, but that's why they're 7-34 or whatever they are right now. But yeah, I mean, listen, when you get out to these places, it's always great to check out the ballparks, especially the new facilities. And it was a good one last night. We saw our old buddy, Marcus Semien, former Jay.
Yes, Marcus Semien.
But yeah, it was a super fun night. And then I ended up going back with a bunch of the media guys to the hotel just because I had some stuff to do for today's show. But you got to check this out, the place that my pals went to for the Warriors game. It's called COSM, COSM, and you might have seen it on the internet. There's 2 locations, one in LA and the other one's here in Dallas. And essentially, it's almost like an IMAX sports viewing experience where you buy a ticket. It's almost like buying a ticket to a game. And you get your seats, and it is totally immersive, almost like you're sitting courtside at an NBA game or for the soccer matches, sitting right behind the net in the supporter sections. And I don't know whether they have special cameras that they utilize in these venues, but they were sending me photos and videos from it. I would love to check that out at some point. Obviously, I won't have the time, and I'd rather be in the building than watching the game tonight there at this spot. But if you're ever in either 2 places, COSM, fire that up on your thing, and that this is the next generation sports viewing experience. If you're not in the building, it is something else.
Haas, I also have to know, you were in Dallas. The Mavs won the draft lottery last night with a 1.7% chance to get Cooper Flagg. If you were looking in the afternoon online, people were like, you know what? If they were going to rig the lottery tonight, the NBA, it would certainly be for the Dallas Mavericks. And then the Mavericks end up winning it. Cooper Flagg is going to land in Dallas with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. Dream spot for that kid. And just incredible that the Mavs, who gave Luka away, now win the lottery with a 1.7% chance. What was the reaction like in that market last night?
Well, it was funny because, this obviously happened while we were at the game or getting to the game. And we're sitting around here. You sort of hear some scuttlebutt. Mavs, what? Number 1 pick? And so I just brought it up to the guys beside me. I said, hey, you hear the Mavs won the draft lottery? We're like, yeah, I can't believe that. Well, they certainly needed something to go their way after what's happened. And then they were just telling me about how Nico Harrison literally has to walk around. Like, he's come in here a few times. He's got 2 huge bodyguards with him at all times. It was that bad in the aftermath of the trade. And like, to say he's unpopular is maybe the biggest understatement of all time. Fire Nico chants routinely popping up at Stars games, at the ballpark. Fans going to other teams' games and then starting the Fire Nico chant. So, listen, the one thing that was hilarious, the minute I heard that Dallas did win the lottery, of course, I fired up the old X app, and the conspiracy theories are plenty. But like, Bill Simmons called this in March. There's a great clip, if you look it up online, of him talking about it. Just watch the Mavs win the draft lottery, and it almost seems too good. Hey, listen, you give Luka to LA, and then we'll get you guys the number 1 pick. And there's a lot of people that are into those sort of theories. Nothing that anybody can say is going to convince them otherwise. It was a bizarre lottery with the teams that, had the best chances all moved down like 3 picks. I think Utah's picking 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, let me look up the let's see, draft lottery NBA results and see how this moved things around. Because
the one other thing that, while you're checking that has been the topic on all the morning shows today, is the news that that Giannis is open to pursuing some sort of thing. So now the immediate thing is, okay, Cooper Flagg to Milwaukee, the number 1 overall pick. What's that good for? I think it would probably take more than that to get Giannis, especially signed on the deal that he is. But it is interesting, either the number 1 overall pick. I don't know. Is there a great number 2 player, or is this sort of a 1-player draft?
Come on, there's other good players, but there's not anybody that's even remotely close to Cooper Flagg. Right? This is the Cooper Flagg draft. So that first overall pick would be worth a ton. I watched Nick Wright is your boy for Kansas City Chiefs stuff, and he's my guy because he's a LeBron guy. So I watch a lot of Nick Wright content. I dabble in his podcast a little bit. He laid out he laid out the 14 teams that he could see Giannis wanting to go to yesterday, and then basically process of elimination down to about 3 or 4. And 2 of the ones that were very interesting, obviously OKC, because they've got 1 million picks. And if you could make that work. Now, his proposal was actually to move SGA the other way. which is a little strange to me. I mean, I think you'd want both SGA and Giannis on the same team, and I think they've got the picks and other players to do it. Houston was another one that could probably get their hands on him. San Antonio with Wemby there. I mean, you put Giannis and Wemby together, that'd be pretty significant as well. So, I mean, there'll be talk, obviously, Clippers, Lakers, Warriors, but it's like impossible for those teams to be involved. It's going to be, some people brought up Karl Anthony Towns and some picks from the Knicks to try to get him. But I think it probably ends up OKC, Houston, or San Antonio, but Giannis can kind of dictate that. So
One thing,
it's going to be interesting offseason.
Windhorst brought this up this morning on the topic that he believes and thinks that Giannis probably wants to stay in the East. And that would make a lot of sense. I mean, the West is so stacked right now.
Yeah.
And the East is, they just don't have that quality. I mean, the ability to succeed, to make the finals, probably way better in the East than it is in the West. But I mean, if you want to play on a championship team, a team like OKC, if he could go there and they keep SGA, I mean, whatever, who's going to beat you? You can take on all comers and you got to win the West. Okay, fine. It would be funny. You talk about, wants to go to these big markets or whatever. If he went from Milwaukee
to OKC, the small market tour.
He got the squad, and we talked about Sam Presti. He's got literally 1 million first-round picks. I mean, they have the capital to do almost whatever they want. So we'll see it. How about the Knicks last night? And looks like Tatum. I mean, this could be, I think they were like 30-1 to win going into the playoffs. And I heard on the shows, I didn't look this up myself, but they're like the second shortest favorite right now to win the NBA title. They're
in a good spot, and they would be favored against the Pacers. So, I mean, that's not a bad place to be in right now. I had some time for some Knicks going to an NBA championship. So what's coming up on WST? We'll let you slide away and get ready for that. What's coming up?
You know what? All in on Game 4 tonight. Gavin Spittle's going to join us from here in Dallas. Murata Tesh as well. We'll do a little quick check-in on Blue Bomber training camp. And first night of live racing as well. So we'll see what's going on at the track tonight back in Winnipeg. But all about Game 4. We'll hear from a couple of players and Coach Scott Arneal post the morning skate today and find out if Miro Heiskanen is confirmed in for sure today. And just get ready for what should be a great night tonight at American Airlines Arena. And one more show tomorrow, and then back in time for Game 5.
All right, buddy. Well, you have a good show and enjoy the game tonight. Best of luck to all of our WSTers who are watching. Huss will be in the building tonight, and we'll catch up tomorrow, man.
Later, dude.
There you go. That is Huss from Winnipeg Sports Talk. WST be going live in about 9 minutes over in the Winnipeg Sports Talk channel. If you want to give them a sub, we would appreciate the sub as well if you haven't already given that to us. And hammer the thumbs up here on the Lock Shop as well. Going to put together a little parlay before we get out. Shifley Point. We're going to keep it kind of simple. We're going to go Shifley Point at minus 185. Okay, we'll start there. And then I was kind of perusing around, looking at some other things. Cleveland Cavaliers are at home tonight, down 3-1. It's minus 400. It's crazy chalky, but this is a parlay that we're putting together, and we're gonna get a boost on it. So Shifley Point, Cavs on the money line, and then I am thinking we go with Jamal Murray over 19.5 points, minus 130. It brings us to plus 241 before the boost. Murray so far in this series against OKC, 21 points in game 1, went 6 of 16 shooting. Only took 9 shots in that game 2. It was a huge blowout loss. Wouldn't have played much down the stretch in that one. He only played 31 minutes, had 14 points. So that one, I'm not even counting that one. That game's out, unless they get crushed again. And I don't think the Nugs will get blown out again that badly. Game 3, he played 48 minutes, easily would have covered the 19.5. He had 27 points. And then the last game, he went 5 for 15, shot horribly, 33%, his worst field goal percentage of the series, and still just finished 3 points shy of covering this 19.5. So big game tonight. Jamal Murray has proven over the playoffs the last few years that he can be a big game guy. So let's go Jamal Murray. Unless somebody's got something better. Got a couple minutes here. 780-218. Timmy Tushu says Nugs plus 10, Pacers plus 8. Rooker 2+ bases, Ranton and goal plus 1827. If you want to ride with Timmy Tushu, you can go put that in yourself over at Play Alberta. I like this parlay though. Shifley Point, Cavs on the money line. Jamal Murray over 19.5 points. It's plus 241. I'm going to send that off to our partners over at Play Alberta, and that'll pop up on the EST specials page. Jay's play of the day will be coming later on there, and then the grandest of parlays from the DGen Den. Big U could be sending that over to me a little bit later on. Right now, we've got the early bird bet from today. Stars to win. Rantanen, a plus player, plus 320. And then my play of the day, Jokic over 50.5 points, assists, and rebounds. That's minus 110. And then we'll get this number in as well. We boosted beyond the plus 241 that it would be right now if you just went and parlayed it yourself. So don't hop on it yourself right now. Wait until we get it up in our EST specials page over at playalberta.ca or on the Play Alberta app, and you can snag it then. And if you haven't taken advantage of our codes yet, and I know many of you have, and I know many of you are like, we're ready for more codes. We will have more codes in June. Okay, we will have more codes in June. Deposit 20. Use the code 100sports, and you'll get a $100 free bet. Have to use it in 7 days, though. All right, so don't get the free bet and then hoard the free bet. There's no reason to sit on the free bet. You got a week to find one play that you like to throw that 100 on. So deposit 20, use the code 100sports, you get a $100 free bet. Deposit just $5 or more, but a minimum deposit of $5. Use the code YAG50, and you'll get a $50 free bet as well. Both of those codes are good for new and existing players, and they're usable once per player in the month of May, and then EST will have more juicy codes coming your way here in the month of June as well. Timmy Tushu adds in here as well. OKC's Dort will be unloading the artillery. God, I like the way you talk, Timmy Tushu. OKC's Dort will be unloading the artillery. Easy 3+ threes made. Jokic 2 threes are other things that you could throw in there as well. We're going to go Scheifele point, Cavs minus 400 on the money line. And then Jamal Murray minus 130 gets it up to plus 241 pre-boost. I'm going to send that over to the Play Alberta team as soon as we're done lock shop. It'll be up by the time we start 2 guys and a goalie, which is coming up here at high noon today, presented by GS Construction with myself, Cass, and Gager. That is going to do it for the lock shop today. Thank you very much for being here. Hopefully you were entertained. Good luck if you're riding with us tonight, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.